Hello, how are you doing? It's Olgid here, Michael, from Best Before TV. Today I've come on here just to speak to you. Nothing more. Just to speak to you. No fancy videos, no silly gimmicks, just straight talking. The old git's not even wearing his hat, because today is the day that I've realised that mainstream news channels, i.e. BBC, Channel 4, ITV, all these channels and more, too many to mention, seem now to have shown their true colours in many ways. Everybody's always said that the mainstream TV stations are corrupt, but today they've proved it. And the reason I'm saying this is because the Reform Party, yes, were secretly filmed apparently. And why were only they singled out? Because there's so much debauchery, stupidity going on in all the other parties, but they've actually singled out the Reform Party. And it turns out, or it's turning out, that the film that was made and put out to discredit the Reform Party had an actor in there who was doing most of the discrediting. And I've watched the news bulletins over the last 8-10 hours, and it seems as though they're all getting together to discredit the Reform Party. They're so afraid of this new party. I must say that according to questions asked in the right places, that it hasn't deterred many of the voters from voting for reform. But right now, you can't trust Labour, you can't trust the Conservatives. We're on a downward spiral. And I think it's sickening to see the mainstream media attacking one party when there's so much going on in many other parties. I don't know why it is. I don't know. I really don't know if there's something more behind it. I'm not into conspiracies. I don't believe in conspiracies. But this that I'm talking about is not a conspiracy. It is out and out vindictiveness against one group of people. So many people in this country, in the UK, are suffering on net zero, suffering on the cost of living, suffering on not getting doctor's appointments, suffering in every way. Immigration is killing the country. And it's not a racist thing to say that, because many people who went to the UK in the 50s and the 60s, who've been here and paid their tax and been here for 30 years, put their children through school, started their business, worked hard, it's affecting them too, because their tax money is also being used up to home these parasites, and that's what they are. I'm sorry for using that word, but they're parasites. When you've got them in hotels and they complain and say it's like a prison and we don't like the food, when they were sitting in a shanty in France getting next to nothing, they're insulting you. They're insulting your integrity and everything. Reform are standing up against this. Reform will do something about it. Reform will put things back to how they used to be. England is England for everybody. Not just for the white people, as they try and make out, but for everybody. And I have great admiration for one of their politicians, Ben Habib, who is the epitome of an Englishman, although his father was from Pakistan. Doesn't matter, he's English. I saw on a YouTube channel the other day an interview. It happened to be a young kid of about 15 years old. They were discussing, somebody on the street was asking him what they think about having the vote at 16, and who would they vote for. And the kid turned around and said, well, not Labour and not the Conservatives, because they don't do nothing for us people. This kid was a mixed race kid. He said, I would probably vote for Reform. Reform are making something happen. Reform are very exciting. Nigel Farage, the leader of Reform, is the most charismatic person you could ever come across. He stands no messing. He'll stand up for your country and he'll stand up for your rights, whilst all the other parties, Conservatives and Labour, are bothered about keeping their seats and their cushy little numbers and absolutely promising a lot but doing nothing. I'm not going to leave out the Greens. They live in, they're just tree huggers for me. I mean, I'm 70 years old. I think I'm qualified to say what I'm saying right now, and that's why I'm just talking today. I'm not in any way, shape or form going to sully this with jokes and all, because there's no joke about it. You've got the Greens. You've got also the Liberal Democrats. Ed Davies, all they do is come up with gimmicks to put themselves in the limelight, but they've got no real policy. And they're wishy-washy people that are in the Liberal Democrats, as far as I'm concerned. So think on. I don't want to bore you too much. All I've got to say to you really is that what I saw today, I've watched the news develop today over this stupid Channel 4 documentary, which will get torn apart because it is now the actor who was involved in it, who said he wasn't an actor, and then they've got his CV up in the Actors Guild or wherever they get those things from, and he's there, and he was talking like with a rough voice, like oh yeah, I hate this, like this kind of thing, and he actually speaks quite posh. He said that he wasn't getting back. There's a lot of, I don't want to go into because I don't know enough. I just heard what's been said and what's been done, and there's few journalists out there who are looking for the truth. And I'll tell you this, it's not Channel 4, not ITV, it's not the BBC, it's not Sky News, it's not CNN, it's not any of them. All I've got to say right now is please, please, please think about when you vote, and think about who you vote for. And if you want your country back, if you want it to be English again, as far as I can see, you vote for Reform. That's all I've got to say today, because I just felt I had to come and say it. Simple as that. So until the next time, the old git saying goodbye. Hopefully I'll have a better day and come on and have a bit of fun. But right now, I'm gone.